Remembering your why is so important. As I conclude this series of developing and being devoted to your why, remembering why you started is so, so important because we're going to be faced with opposition. We're going to be faced with defeat. We're going to be faced with failure. We're going to be faced with disappointment and discouragement and people that hate on us or don't believe in us. But we have to remember why we're even doing what we've set out to do, regardless of what may be happening around us or what other people may think of us. Remember your why. That's what this episode is all about. So remembering your why, there is an exercise that I believe Jesse Itzler talked about maybe a couple years ago, and it's called 7 Levels Deep, and it's continuously asking why to get to the root of why we're doing what we're doing. And I give you a great example. I did this probably 3 or 4 years ago when I had one of my best years in real estate, and for the first time I had hit my goal in real estate, and I struggled afterwards because the feeling I was left like, man, this is it. This is what it feels like when you make so much money, you set out a goal and you make the money, you're like, dang, like this is it. I thought it would feel different, and my why was blurry, my vision was distorted, and I felt like I didn't necessarily know what I wanted because I had hit it and it didn't give me what I thought I was going to get from it. So I started on this exercise, 7 levels deep, and it's, why do I sell real estate? And it's to take care of my family, to pursue financial freedom, to live a life of options and not be a slave to not having options. Well, why don't you want to not have options? Well, I want freedom and I don't want to be told when I can come and go. Well, why don't you want to be told when you can come and go? Because I want to spend more time with my family. I wasn't in a home where I had both parents my entire life, and my mom worked her job 30 some years. My dad spent time in prison and away from our family. And I want to show my kids what a healthy, married, loving, God-fearing family looks like. Well, why do you want to show your family what a healthy, God-fearing family looks like? Well, I think it's important in their upbringing. I think it's important to help them develop. I think it's important so that they can live a life better than the life that we live, both myself and my wife, when we were younger, and give them tools and resources and a picture of what life could be for them, and that they can take what we've done and make it even better for themselves. Well, why do I want them to make it better for themselves? Well, we didn't have that, and we wish that we had a better picture of what it's like to own businesses and be financially literate and make better decisions and be better spouses to each other, encourage one another. And why is that important? So if I ask myself why, and I keep going until I get to the thing that matters the most, and this is where I arrived. I arrived that something inside of me, my insecurities, my fear of being my dad and my mom, the fear of not being a great father, that fear is why I do what I do. That's what drives me. My insecurity, deep down, I have an insecurity that makes me fearful of not doing enough, not being the husband that I can be, not being a father that I can be, not being the man that God has called me to be. There's this deep down insecurity that I've been fighting for. And this is why, when I remember why I'm doing this, I remember why I am going to challenge that insecurity. And it is a lie from the pits of hell. I do not have to succumb to anything or adopt any thoughts from the enemy saying that I am not enough, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not going to be the man that I'm called to be. And I'm going to challenge that. So every time I remember I'm doing this so that I can give my children a better life, my wife a better life, my family a better life, create wealth for the future so that we can have freedom, that we can do whatever it is that we want to do when we want to do it, live a fruitful, multiplied life, and give my children that picture of what could be that's better than what they've already experienced. And there is no fear of me being worse or replicating or duplicating what was in my life, what's in my lifeline. What may have happened in the past, it doesn't have to be repeated. What didn't happen in my past lifeline, it doesn't have to happen in my lifetime, and it doesn't have to continue. I can change all of it. and I will change all of it. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I would encourage you to sit down with a pen and piece of paper and remember, and this will help you remember your why. Go down as deep as you have to. Ask yourself why. Why am I doing this? Why do I keep getting this nudge? Why do I keep having this thing in my spirit telling me that I have to keep going? Why do I keep feeling like there's so much more inside of me, but I just can't seem to get it out? Why do I feel like there's something that I need to be doing, but I just can't shake it? Why? And keep asking yourself why when you get a new answer until you keep getting the same answer over and over again. And that's what happened for me. I realized that it was this insecurity deep down inside of me that I could not understand why I was so afraid to fail. And I just did not want to be a failure. I did not want to be a dad that wasn't present. I didn't want to be a husband that wasn't a leader. I wanted to live up to what the right man for my family was supposed to be. Not based on society, not based on an Instagram reel, but based on what God says about what a leader should be, what a man should be, what a father and a husband should be. And I believe that I'm on the right path. I'm not there. I'm not even remotely close, but I will pursue this with all of my heart, with all of my strength, and take up my armor and put on that armor every single day, then go and do it. So I would challenge you. What is it that you've arrived at that when times get hard, that you can reach back to and remember why you're even doing it? I get called reluctant. I don't want to prospect sometimes. I don't want to make phone calls. I don't want to go on appointments. I don't want to go to the gym. But I remember why. I can't be unhealthy because I want to be there chasing my grandchildren around. I can't not prospect because I have a life that I want to provide for my family. It's not about a bigger house or newer cars because we've done so much of that stuff. It's more than that. It's a reason why you are on a journey to do more, and it's inside of you. Why? Discover it, develop it, get devoted to it, and when times get hard, remember why you're doing it. That's what this episode was all about. So I hope today was helpful for you. If there's anybody that you want to send this to, send it to them right now. They may be discouraged. They may be facing disappointment. Help them. Maybe it's yourself. Remember why you set out on a journey that you're on. Go back to it, write it down, and just tattoo it on your heart. I'm doing this no matter what. Through hell or high water, I want to continue to pursue it. Thank you so much for joining in to another episode of the D League podcast. And I can't wait because the next series that I'm starting is a marriage series, and that's going to be with my beautiful wife. I'll catch you on the next episode of the D League podcast.